Rebecca and I were the couple everyone envied. High school sweethearts, we'd built a life together over 12 years. We had a beautiful home, 2 amazing kids, and what I thought was an unbreakable bond. I was a software engineer, working long hours to provide for us, while Rebecca was a fantastic stay-at-home mom. Our life felt like a fairy tale, or so I believed. The first crack appeared on a Tuesday. I came home early, hoping to surprise the kids, but found the house unusually quiet. Rebecca's car was in the driveway, but she was nowhere to be found. I called her phone and it went straight to voicemail. An hour later, she walked in, looking flustered. She said she'd been at the park and her phone died. It was a plausible excuse, but a seed of doubt was planted. Their eyes didn't quite meet mine. Over the next few weeks, the small inconsistencies piled up. Late-night grocery runs, hushed phone calls she'd end abruptly when I entered the room, and a new, almost obsessive privacy with her phone. She started going to the gym every evening, something she'd never been interested in before. She'd come home energized, but distant. Our intimacy faded, replaced by excuses and a coldness that chilled me to the bone. I tried to talk to her to ask what was wrong. She'd always brush it off, blaming my long work hours or her own stress. She'd accuse me of being paranoid, of not trusting her. She was so convincing that I started to question my own sanity. Was I just imagining things? Was the pressure of work making me insecure? I wanted to believe her, I truly did, but the gut feeling, that cold, hard knot in my stomach, wouldn't go away. The breaking point came when I found a receipt for a fancy dinner for 2 from a restaurant downtown. Dated for a night, she claimed she was at a book club meeting. I checked with her friend who was supposedly in the same club. She hadn't seen Rebecca there. The lie was so blatant, so careless. The anger was still there, a simmering volcano beneath the surface, but I channeled it into meticulous planning. I found emails, chat logs, and social media messages between her and a man named Mark, her personal trainer from the gym. They weren't just flirting. They were planning weekends away, talking about their future and mocking me. Called me the workhorse and the clueless husband. She didn't defend me. She laughed. Reading those messages was like taking 1,000 tiny paper cuts to the soul. Each word, each emoji, was a fresh wave of pain. But I didn't let it show. I continued to play the part of the loving, slightly oblivious husband. I'd ask about her day at the gym, and she'd talk about her workout, her voice full of false enthusiasm. I'd listen, nod, and smile, while inside, my heart was turning to stone. The next step was securing my finances. Met with a financial advisor and a lawyer, discreetly. I opened a new bank account in my name only and began diverting a portion of my salary into it. I meticulously documented all our shared assets, the house, the cars, the savings, the investments. I made copies of every financial statement, every tax return, every important document. I was building a fortress, brick by painful brick. Rebecca, completely unaware, grew bolder. She started planning a girls' weekend trip to a spa resort a few hours away. Of course, I knew from her emails that Mark was going with her. They'd booked a couple's suite. She told me the dates, kissed me goodbye with a casualness that was sickening, and reminded me to take good care of the kids. "Don't worry, honey," I said, forcing a smile. "We'll be just fine." That weekend was my moment. As soon as she was gone, my plan went into full motion. I didn't sit at home wallowing. I took the kids to the zoo. We built a massive fort in the living room, and we had a movie marathon with all their favorites. We laughed more than we had in months. It was a glimpse of what our future could be, a happy one, even without her. On Saturday evening, while the kids were asleep, I executed the final phase. I packed all of Rebecca's belongings. I was methodical, not destructive. Her clothes, her shoes, her makeup, her photos, everything was neatly packed into boxes. I found a small, hidden box in her closet containing mementos from her affair. Ticket stubs, a dried rose, photos of her and Mark. I packed those too, right on top. I rented a small storage unit and moved all her boxes into it. Then, I changed the locks on all the doors. The final touch was a letter I left on the kitchen counter, right where she always left her keys. Next to it, I placed a stack of printouts. The emails, the chat logs, the hotel reservation for her romantic getaway. When Rebecca came home on Sunday evening, humming a tune, her key wouldn't fit in the lock. After several confused attempts, she started banging on the door, calling my name. I didn't answer. I just sat in the living room in the quiet, feeling a strange sense of calm. The volcano was finally dormant. She called my phone, screaming, demanding to know what was going on. I finally answered, my voice steady. "Rebecca, your things are in a storage unit. Key and the address are in an envelope taped to the front door. I also left you some reading material on the counter. Odd. My lawyer will be in touch tomorrow." The silence on the other end was more satisfying than any screaming match could have been. I could picture her face, the dawning horror, as she realized her perfect double life had come crashing down. She'd played with my trust, assuming I was a fool. She underestimated my patience. The aftermath was difficult, I won't lie. The divorce was messy, but because of my preparation, it went heavily in my favor. I got full custody of the kids and the house. My documentation proved her infidelity and financial irresponsibility. The evidence was irrefutable. She tried to play the victim, but the proof spoke for itself. Today, life is different. It's quieter, but it's more honest. The kids and I have found our new normal. We're healing, together. Sometimes I think about Rebecca and Mark. I heard they didn't last. The thrill of the affair faded quickly when faced with the reality of starting over with nothing. I didn't seek revenge in a fiery, destructive way. My revenge was quiet, calculated, and absolute. It was the patience to wait for the right moment, the strength to hold my anger in check, and the foresight to protect what mattered most: my children and my future. She played a game, and she lost because she never realized I wasn't playing by her rules. I was writing my own, and in the end, my patience won. Thanks for listening to my story. If you're going through something similar, remember to stay strong and think before you act. Your moment will come. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.